session in our series about women you should know about around the Coachella Valley. I'm beyond excited to let you know this really special lady. He's sitting next to me. Elsie Dewegeli. Did I say that right?
Yes.
I did. I did it right. Owner of Thyme to Tease, right off of San Pablo in Palm Desert, has an amazing story about just really jumping in and taking those steps to be successful. And I'm so excited for you to share that. So tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay, we are a full service salon. We're fairly new. We've been open for a little over a year now. We offer everything from Botox and fillers to haircuts, extensions, color, facials, massages, literally like everything.
Everything. Yeah, that's awesome. And your business has grown substantially in just 1 year.
It has. I would have never thought I'd be here in a year, but here I am and it's happening. So who am I to stop it?
who are we to mess with fate? So I remember about 4 or 5 years ago when you were doing my lashes, when you were making the decision to just jump into being a stylist full time, meaning you weren't going to work at the restaurant anymore. I remember that conversation we had. So tell us a little bit about what that was like.
It was about 5 years ago. I was bartending at night. I was doing hair during the day. Just always on the grind, and I was just kind of evaluating everything. What I do sometimes, I'm a thinker, so I was sitting there and I'm going, what am I doing? Like, do I really want to do this forever? It was just one of those things where I just realized like I had to at least try, you know? So it was pretty scary. Just thinking about taking that burden on, that responsibility of like, okay, now I'm going to be paying full-time rent. I'm going to get a room, you know, a suite or whatever. And then I'm going to quit my job that was, you know, paying everything, was my bread and butter, you know, and I had nothing like lined up for me. I had to make it happen.
Right.
That was the key. So that was scary, but I knew I was ready. Yeah. So I just went for it.
How did you know you were ready?
I just knew that I wanted more. I knew that I could do more, you know, like I knew I was limiting myself. And anytime you tell yourself like, not right now or maybe later, I feel like you're setting limits because you can do anything whenever you decide it's time. So, and if it's the right time, like you'll know. And I just decided that was my time. That was that was when I wanted to do it, and I was going to go for it.
Yeah. So you gave up the comfortability of, you know, the money you were making as a bartender, went full time to being a stylist and offering different kinds of services too, because you had to learn a lot of new things that you could offer your clients to build that clientele to sustain. So you made sure you were staying educated there. So tell us a little bit about you started renting a chair. That's how it starts, right?
Right.
How did you really kind of increase your clientele to be able to take it to the next step, which is renting a few suites at the salon you were at?
You offer more services. I realized like, I don't want to just cut hair, like, and I don't want to just be known for color. You know, there's a lot of stylists in the Valley. Like, I want to kind of be able to offer, I was like a one-man show. Like, I wanted to be able to offer my clients everything. And why couldn't I? Why couldn't I? If I wasn't doing hair, I was able to do lash extensions. If I wasn't doing lash extensions, I was able to do facials. Like, I went to school for everything. So I wanted to do everything. There wasn't a special thing that I loved more than anything else. Like, I just loved the whole field. Yeah. So I was certain that if other people could learn how to do things, I could do them too, even if they were hard. Like lash extensions, I had never done those. And I learned from a friend of mine. She was going to be leaving out of town, and can I shadow you? Can I watch you? You know, I sat with her for a few weeks. I shadowed her. She trained me. And I literally, it felt like I had two left feet. Like I didn't know what I was doing, but it was like all the more like to push me. Like, I'm like, I can do this because other people do it. I can do it too. Why is it different? You know, that someone else can do it. So I just pushed myself there. I learned how to do the lash extensions and then the hair extensions. You know, I just started putting myself out there for a little bit of everything. That way, if I wasn't doing one thing, I was supplementing an income in another area, you know?
So you built a really big business at the salon you were at previously. Like you had to expand into extra rooms in order to handle all your clients, and you started to be able to manage that. When did you know that it was time, because I was there for that too.
Yeah,
I was there
that
when you
was
said,
crazy.
I'm going to open my own salon.
Yeah.
I found a place.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a huge step. That's like a responsibility that falls all on you. So how did you
Right.
know you were ready to do that?
Right. So then I think it was about after 2 years of going full time, now I've got this clientele, which it already is amazing because I already know, I know like stylists, it's hard. You really have to like push to get anywhere with this. It's definitely one of those careers like you got to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So um, COVID hits. And then I'm like, okay, like I literally barely got off, onto my start. And now this, I was presented with an opportunity to rent a few suites where I was at. And that was scary. Then I was facing that all over again. And then I'm looking at it like, I got to just pull the trigger. Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? I can always just go back to being a stylist, but now I have room to expand. Do I know it's going to work? No. Do I know it's not going to work? No. So I was scared, really scared to do that. But I did it. And then that started to grow. It wasn't anything I planned. It just happened that way. So when the opportunity came, I was like, I got to take it or I'm just never going to know. So I jumped in, I did it, and then that expanded within, I think, 2 years. I was already bursting at the seams with um, people that were leasing from me out of the rooms that I was renting. And then it just turned into this thing. And then, I knew it was time to do more. Time to do more.
Yeah. You've got a great little shop here. And for those people who know you, it screams you all over it. Like it's eclectic and well curated. And it's not time. Your Thyme to Tease is THYME.
Like
tell us.
herb.
Yep. Tell us why you decided that.
So we live on a ranch. Me and my husband bought a ranch a few years ago, and like we've just had a blast. Growing things, animals, like just living off, away out of town and away from everything, and just being able to like unwind and work your land, know. So that's been fun. You were with us during that process too. Another scary one of our adventures, but we did it. I just love the thought of being able to bring in a little bit of what we live outside of this place, because this is like my job and everybody knows me here, but like I feel like I live a good, very like simple life, and I like to share that too, like bring it to work with me. Right.
Like, so you created another business called Loca Lolas.
Right.
So what's that? I know that just like came out. Like
that was so fun. I love Loca Lola.
So you said earlier you didn't plan for any of these things to happen, right? But you, and I know you're always moving forward. And you're like, well, I'm just not really sure, but I'm going to do it. So you're like, well, I'm not really sure, but I like to can items and they taste delicious because you are an amazing cook. So now Loca Lolas, what's that about?
Okay, so Loca Lolas is just a fun way. I've been canning for years. Everybody knows me for it. Like I make pickles. I make like pickled garlic. I just can everything, right? So it's funny because like where my family's from, it's very like common. But I feel like in California, it's not so common.
Where's your family from?
I have family in Mexico, and I have family in St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah. So like everyone in Missouri cans,
right?
So I'm like, I have my grandfather's side of the family where they're like all like homesteading, like, and then I have my grandmother's side of the family, from Mexico, and she was the same. She loved to cook, and she took on a lot of what like his family had to share when it came to like canning and doing all this. So I just watched my grandma like growing up, and it was very like normal for me. But then I started doing it, and people were like, "Oh my God, you got to do this!" And I'm like, "Well, like for me, it was just normal, you know."
Right.
So I would share it with everybody, and I like people would say like, "You need to sell this. You need to sell this." Well, one day I had a couple of friends. They own a sandwich shop here in Palm Desert. It's a great shop, and he was like serious. He's all, dude, he's like, and it was the funniest story because he actually came in, they were hanging out, and I pull out a bottle of Jameson, and I was like, here, because they were going to go down and drink. I said, have a drink, So I poured him a little thing of Jameson, and since I was a bartender, I was like, you want a pickle back? And he's like, sure. So I bring out the jar of pickles that I had made, and he was like, what is this? And he's like, did you make these? And I was like, yeah. So then he takes the shot of Jameson and he follows it with the pickleback, and he was just dying. He's like, oh, so you have to freaking sell these, like sell them. And I was like, are you serious? And he goes, yeah. So then I was like, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
And people can come here and buy that from
People
you.
can come here. I offer like all of the things that I pickle. It's usually like seasonal stuff. I make jams, jellies, like anything pretty much that you can, I'm making it. And I also have herbs that I bring from home that I'll cut fresh. We have chickens. We have like 1 million
I
chickens.
know.
So, I'm offering them farm fresh eggs. Yeah, I offer eggs, the herbs, and then anything that we're really growing at the time.
Yeah, it's super
At
fun.
the time.
I love that about you guys. It's so great. You said earlier you love what you do. You love this business. Business. What do you love about it?
The people. The people make it, right? The people that I work with. I love the team that we have. Like, it couldn't have like fell in any better than what it is now. I love our team and I love our clientele. Like, we worked hard to build real solid relationships with everybody. Like, we're like family here. That, like, we're like family. Everybody that comes in, like, we're like genuinely care about, what's going on outside of your hair, and I think we've just established those bonds with people, and it's like the family just keeps growing.
Yeah, you do a lot of fun things here, like for your clientele. Like, you've thrown paint nights, you've thrown chess competitions.
Yeah, chess tournaments.
Yeah. True story. Because you want to bring your clients together too, and have them enjoy your space, and I think that's so awesome. Like, and when you meet Elsie, like, her energy is so kind and giving and loving, and you can't help but notice it. So, and you always bring everybody into that. It's super special. Another important thing to Elsie is her family.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, why is it Loca Lola?
I became a grandmother 3 years ago, and it's like been the best gift. I have 3 grandchildren. I have 1 granddaughter and 2 grandsons, and they call me Lola. It's Tagalog for grandma, so they call me Lola, and I'm crazy. Like, for them, I'm just the crazy grandma. Like, they know they can come to me, and we're always gonna do something fun. And that's just where it came. I was like, this is like us. This is totally like that brand, the label, everything about it. It couldn't be like more us.
Yeah, it totally represents you guys. Elsie is famous for her nicknames, by the way.
Oh yeah, I love
famous. Famous. Okay, so for all those women and people in general who really want to do something different, and they're so scared, and they're not ready or haven't taken that step forward, like, what would you say to them? What would you say?
Oh, it's like scarier not to try, honestly. You have to be more afraid of not trying. You'll never know, like, there's always a fallback plan. Like, you got to be able to roll with it no matter what. If it happens for you or if it doesn't happen for you, like, you've just got to know that, like you said, like, you have to keep marching forward. Like, you can't stop there because something didn't work out. Like, I've had crazy ideas, and I just never know what they're going to turn into. And if I would have stopped at just the idea and like the fear, I wouldn't have anything. And I know that it's still growing. I know that there's more. That's what I'm so excited about, is like, this is the beginning of it, and it feels so big already, but I know that there's more, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah. And you've said a couple times, I told myself, well, I could just go back. I could go back. But that was never your intention. Like,
it was never my intention.
Yeah, that was never your intention. So you knew that you could, and you never intended to. You
I
literally
think that was like
said,
to keep the fear.
Sure.
Like, just do it. You can go back.
Yeah.
It was more me speaking to the fear in me. Like, what are you so freaking scared of? Like you can do anything outside of this. If this doesn't work out, there's like plan B, plan C, plan D. Like, you can just keep going with the plans. Like, who says that that's it?
Right. Well, a lot of people live their life like, I'm here in this place and it's comfortable, and I'm too. I mean, I know that we're not old, but like, it's too late for me to make a change. It's too late for me to try something new, and it's not. It's just not. And the answer is always no if you don't try.
Right.
It's always no.
Absolutely.
It's always no. Yeah. Tell everybody how to find you.
Oh, well, that's easy. We're right across from like the best deli here on San Pablo. There's a bakery. It's called the Real Italian Deli, and we're located directly across the street. There's also Mi Cultura restaurant. There's a bunch of really good restaurants right here.
Yeah, it's a
San
great
Pablo
little street,
has like had a major lift since I knew it 10 years ago, like to now. It's just beautiful. All the restaurants, you can walk around right here. It's like they have like the bike lanes, and there's just a lot to do. A lot of good restaurants to eat at right in walking distance from here. There's a dog groomer next door, so get your dog groomed while you come in and get your hair done. That happens a lot. And then the barber shop on the corner. The guy's amazing. He's a young guy. I think he's like in his early 20s.
They're super successful.
Super successful business. And again, it's just not being afraid. Like he was doing hair out of his garage,
Right.
And then, one thing led to another. Now he's got like a full barbershop, he's renting it. So I just look at all these businesses, and it all started somewhere.
Right.
It all started somewhere.
Right.
So you can too.
Yeah. That's awesome. Anything else you want to say?
No, just look forward to meeting you all if you ever want to come in. And
what days are you open? Days and hours?
We're open from Tuesday through Saturday. Our hours are from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., but we do come in earlier for clients. But if you want to come in for a consultation or you have any questions about anything, like feel free to come in. We're more than happy to answer any questions.
And you also do those vitamin...
Oh, we do.
Yes,
we have vitamin infusions. We're partnered up with the Palm Springs Vitamin Infusion. And Andrew comes in. They have nurses. They provide IV therapy or vitamin injections. So we offer that too. So like you're a golfer, you're a sports person, you're sick, you have the flu, like you're just feeling down and you need your vitamins and an IV bag, like we can take care of that for you here too.
Yeah. Well, that's another good one. Thank you, Elsie.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you too.
See you next time.